Hey guys, I'm coming to you today from Manila, Philippines. I bumped into an expat yesterday in Quezon City, and I had a good conversation with him for about an hour. He was really a super nice guy from the United Kingdom, and he told me he'd been living here in the Philippines for about 2 years now with his girlfriend, and overall he's been pretty happy. He's 55 and she's 23. Everything's been going great for them up until now, though. Yesterday, they just found out that his girl is pregnant, and he's really stressed out about all this. He lives here on a fixed income, and supporting a child is going to be really rough for him. He left the UK to come here for a more simple and inexpensive life, but that's all changed now because he's going to become a father, and he's going to have to support a family. He really didn't plan on all this happening, but now he just doesn't really know what he's going to do. He said he might have to get married and then go back to the UK and start working again. So let me ask you guys out there, before making your journey to the Philippines, did you ever factor in the possibility of getting your Filipino girl pregnant? It's one of those things that many men probably did not plan on or even think about, because like me, you get into this la-la land state of mind before you travel to the Philippines, and you fantasize about how great life is going to be when you get here. Getting a Filipina girl pregnant is not really at the forefront of most people's thoughts, unless it's your goal to move here and then start a family with one of the girls. So the real question men need to ask themselves is, are you ready for this to happen? Are you willing to have a baby? And if you are, can you still afford to live in the Philippines? Having a child, especially if you're an older guy on a fixed income, can be a challenge. It's even worse if you're, 60 or 70 years old and you're dating a Filipina girl. Having a child at that age is crazy, and how men at that age can afford to have a child and live in the Philippines on their income, I don't know how they're going to do it. The costs, they come from every direction. There's healthcare, there's schooling, and all the day-to-day expenses. It's essential to be prepared for something like this to happen. I'd definitely like to hear from all you guys out there with your thoughts and opinions on this topic, especially those of you who have had children in the Philippines. Having a relationship with a young Filipino girl, especially when you're 60 or 70 years old, is really pushing it. I know it's pretty cool to be in a relationship with someone who's young and beautiful when you're an older person, but if you don't have the money to back you up in situations like this, you're going to be in a very bad situation. It's not fair to the girl, and it's not fair to the baby as well. I don't have any statistics, but I wonder how many older men get into a relationship with a young Filipino girl, then they bail out on her when she gets pregnant. I'm sure it happens, but I don't know how common this really is. And I'm sure younger men will do this too because they just don't want the responsibility of having a child. It's easier for them just to take off and go to another part of the Philippines and hook up with another girl, or they'll just go back to their home countries. The expat that I was talking to, he was in his 50s, and it's not a good situation for him. And, he's still young and capable of going back to work. But, his dream of living in the Philippines and living the good life of being retired at a young age, it's just over. I do admire the guy, though, because, he was very straightforward and he really loves his girl, and, he'll do anything he can to take care of her and make sure that, she's supported. So he's going to marry her, and it sounds like he's just going to go back to the UK and go back to work and, go back to the way life used to be. But at least he found somebody and he's happy, but his dream life, it's over as well because he just didn't think about this. He didn't make any plans. It's really important to sit down with a Filipino girl when you first start your relationship, discuss the possibility of her getting pregnant. Many of these girls want babies. And if you don't want to have a child, she needs to know up front when you first begin your relationship. She may not want this type of relationship, and because if you don't want a child and she does, but you don't tell her about this, she may just end up leaving you. These are the type of things you should discuss with your girl when you first start going out so everyone's on the same page. Really hope that you guys are enjoying this video today. Please hit the like button to support this channel, and also please subscribe for more of our upcoming videos. It's definitely important to have established plans in place and discuss your options in advance with your girl in case she does get pregnant. Abortion, as far as I know, it's not legal in the Philippines. The Philippines has its own set of cultural and legal stances on abortion, so it's important to be aware of these issues. Remember, the Philippines is a Catholic country. and try getting divorced here and see how that works out. When it comes to birth control, if you both agreed not to have a baby, you have to decide what methods of birth control you're going to use. Trust is really a huge thing here, so ensuring that your girl consistently takes her birth control pills is really important. Maybe one day she'll decide that she's tired of taking birth control and she won't tell you about it. And for other reasons, maybe one day she'll secretly decide to have a baby and she'll use this to make sure she keeps you in the relationship with her. You really have to understand the culture here. Many Filipinas get pregnant and become mothers at a really young age, as early as like 16 and maybe even younger. And there's a cultural pride and joy associated with motherhood here. A lot of the girls they cherish the idea of showing off their baby to their circle of friends. It's kind of like a fashion statement. A lot of girls like to have babies, and if their friends have babies, they want them too. So it's really vital to understand, a Filipina woman's mindset. Healthcare is a big consideration too. Will you have to pay for healthcare for your baby? I'm not sure how things work here, but if you marry a Filipina girl, the baby may possibly not be covered by the government healthcare. And I'm not sure how this all works, but if you're residing in the Philippines with your girlfriend and child, and you're not married, your child should be able to benefit from the government healthcare plan. She'd be considered a single mom. Again, I'm not sure how all this works, so if someone out there knows how all this works, please let us know in the comments section. And marrying her might require you to delve into pricier healthcare plans. This is all something to think about when you're in a relationship with a Filipina girl. There's lots of things like this that can happen, and not many people think about all these things in advance. Your whole way of life can be changed forever. The Philippines is a beautiful place, and you can really enjoy living in this country. Starting a relationship with a Filipina girl can be a profound experience, but it does come with its own sets of responsibilities and considerations. So if you're having sex with your Filipina girl, you always have to keep in mind that, there's that possibility of her getting pregnant. Filipinas here, they really seem to be fertile girls, and it just takes one night together with your girl to become a future daddy. I don't know if this issue's been discussed too much here on YouTube, but I'd definitely like to hear from all you guys out there with your thoughts and opinions on this topic. Many men live in the Philippines with barely enough money to get by each month. If your girl gets pregnant, your life's going to be changed forever. And I hate to see more guys like this expat have their dreams of living the good life here in the Philippines come to an end when something like this happens to them. Well, that about wraps it up for this one today. Please be sure to hit the like button to support this channel. It really helps us to get this video shared out there with more people. Also, please subscribe for more of our upcoming videos as well. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing and hearing from all of you again in our next video.
Number 0471 series of 2023.
네, 안녕하세요.